How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading when the price is going up or down. ERC6551 turns any NFT into a Web3 wallet. So the premise is the ERC6551 protocol includes token-bound accounts, enabling any individual NFT to be a wallet for lack of a better term. Benny Gang, the co-founder of Future Primitive, came up with the idea when he was working on a side project called Spainaz with Jeff Staple. They had an idea of redoing PFPs, and they said, well, why can't you have an NFT where you can change your clothes 10 or 20 times a day, because some people do that. So then they had an aha moment when they're realizing that the gas fees are the most significant barrier, and they were thinking, what if NFTs could be their own wallets, and then they have their own way of communicating to each other without needing MetaMask. So you can have a monkey picture with a hoodie or a t-shirt and you can switch between them. This sparked the creation of the ERC6551, which gives every NFT its own smart contract account or wallet. He says that the NFTs right now on Ethereum mainnet and all the way from CryptoKitties to the latest NFT product have their own account address, and they'll be able to hold other tokens. So any other token. So we may see some sort of like BRC20 kind of tokens start happening on Ethereum or Ethereum coins now. Fahrenheit chooses as winning bid in Celsius bankruptcy. So we've converted from the metric system to the imperial system. Bankrupt crypto lender Celsius Network LLC has chosen Fahrenheit as its winning bid. Fahrenheit consists of a group of crypto firms, and the Blockchain Recovery Investment Consortium, or BRIC, is selected as a backup bidder. Fahrenheit will create and operate a new company called NewCo, very original, that will manage Celsius's liquid assets, including its mining businesses, according to the press release. Under the plan, Celsius's account holders will own 100% of the new equity in NewCo, subject to dilution by the equity to be dispersed by the Fahrenheit as management fees. So any fees are going to get taken out of that, but after all the management takes their fees for reorganizing the company, you'll be able to get some of your money back. Hopefully it's better than like the Voyager and other deals, as we actually have a buyer. So onto the charts. We're not going to cover too much other news tonight, since those were pretty packed. Stochastic is falling, RSI is trying to head up, momentum's coming down, our VWAP is heading down. If you'd like to see more news, let me know in the comments. Our money flow is testing the neutral zone, so we're wavering between bullish and bearish. We'll have to see if we get another green candle here. If we do, we could raise to the resistance area. But if we don't, we could see our breakdown. This would be our third touch to the pattern. So usually after the third touch, you get a breakdown. Over on our altcoins, we're still dropping, Stochastic's falling, RSI is starting to slide, money flow's rejecting, VWAP's rejecting, and our momentum is still coming down. Bitcoin, we broke slightly out of our flag, and we tried to retest it, and we ultimately didn't go back into it. So that's good for the bears, bad for the bulls. Stochastic is starting to fall, RSI is trying to come up with a green dot though. Our money flow is falling, not very strongly, but it is in the bearish territory. VWAP is falling a little more aggressively and is in the bearish territory. And our momentum's rejecting away as well. Over on the 4-hour, RSI is trying to climb up, Stochastic's trying to climb up, our Stochastic's right around that neutral zone. So if it starts to curl here like it wants to, then we may give up the strength to the bears. Our money flow is trying to break bullish, so if that can flip bullish, that would be good for us. Our VWAP's trying to head up, momentum's trying to come up, but it does look like it could try to curl. Over on the 2-hour, Stochastic's looking like it wants to give up some strength. RSI is not really going anywhere, even though it has all the strength it could have. Our momentum is trying to run up, but it looks like it could curl out here. VWAP's starting to curl out, and our money flow is rejecting away from the neutral zone, so we're not too strong looking here on the 2-hour. Over on the 1-hour, might have a bit of an ascending triangle here that could bring us up and back into that bull flag. If that does happen, that would be good for us. However, we do have this little bit of a reversal. We had a slight uptrend, so that reversal, if it did play out, could start to bring us down. However, if we start to pump up, then we'll likely invalidate that. Stochastic is trying to go back up, RSI is starting to waver, momentum wants to flip, doesn't really know where it wants to go. We had a red dot that confirmed, and now we're trying to confirm a green dot. Money flow is trying to come up bullish. Our VWAP's riding the neutral zone. If our money flow can flip bullish, that'd be good for us, but we are at pretty decent local resistance, support resistance area, as we have this range here, this range here, this range in here. And then if you go back some distance, we have a little bit of range in here and around here. So we do have some support and resistance around this area that we're trading in. So we could just go sideways for a little bit and then fall down. So just because we have the bear flag pattern doesn't mean we'll necessarily break down immediately. Over on our futures, we don't really have anything new, so we're just going to continue on. Over on graph, we are falling. We have a doji candle here, so not very strong of a fall, but our stochastic's rejecting away, RSI is falling, VWAP's rejecting away, money flow is starting to fall away, our momentum is starting to come down, so overall we're not looking too strong here. This could set us up for a bottom if we get a green candle, followed by possibly another green candle as confirmation. Then we may see some sort of rounding bottom pattern that could help bring us higher. However, if you just get something like this where you get a big green candle followed by a red candle, you could start to fall. Over on the 4 hour, we are trying to get a little bit of that rounding bottom. Stochastic's trying to run up, RSI is pointing down though, VWAP's starting to curl down, money flow is making lower lows, our momentum is trying to come up, but looks like it could start to curl out and invalidate this bullish divergence. Over on the 2 hour, our stochastic is trying to fall, RSI is pretty flat, momentum looks like we could get a red dot and it could start to fall. Our VWAP's close to the neutral zone and about to break it, so we could start to fall here as well. And our money flow is in the bearish territory, but we are kind of trying to break through that neutral. If we manage to break through the neutral and flip bullish, then we could continue forward. However, if we reject away from here, we could see further downside. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic's getting bearish divergences and starting to fall. RSI is getting lower highs, momentum's coming down with a red dot, VWAP's pretty flat under the neutral zone, or in the bearish zone. Our money flow wants to come up. We'll have to see if we can actually break the neutral zone, but like I said, if we get rejected here, that sets us up for more downside. We do have somewhat of that ascending triangle here as well, so that could help bring us up. Over on Anchor, our stochastic's starting to try and curl, RSI is trying to curl up, our momentum's coming down with the red dot that confirmed yesterday, so we'll have to see if we could invalidate that. Our money flow is in the bullish territory, but we're making lower highs, and our VWAP broke bearish, so overall we're looking like we could give some strength to the bears. We do have a bit of an ascending triangle, or more of a wedge actually, because it's going upwards. So this is a rising wedge, which would be a falling pattern, so we could hit this resistance and then reject away. Over on XRP, we did break through our flag and then managed to pull back into it, so that is good. This could be a bullish hammer candle, which could set us up for further upside. Stochastic's starting to fall still though, RSI is trying to come back up. Momentum still coming down, money flows in the bearish territory, not very strongly, but we do have a bearish trend. Our VWAP's heading down pretty strongly, so overall things are looking more bearish than bullish. Over on the 4 hour, RSI is trying to push up, Stochastic's trying to push up, our VWAP's trying to push up, money flow is making a bounce off that neutral zone, so we dipped into the bearish zone and came right back up. So that's good for us, but our momentum's looking a little iffy. We could ground here, so watch out for that. Over on the 2 hour, we're kind of bouncing off this bottom. We have hit it many times, so if we start to fall from this zone, then we could create a mini bear flag, at which point we could fall back through. Our stochastic's pretty overbought right now, so we're likely going to start riding over here. Don't know why my mouse jumped like that. RSI is trying to push forward, VWAP's trying to push forward, our money flow is trying to push forward, and our momentum's trying to push forward. Over on the 1 hour, we have a reversal, so we had sideways patterns, so reversal of that could be anything. Stochastic's starting to get a bearish cross. RSI is running up though. The stochastic's in the bullish territory, so that's good for the RSI still. Our momentum's coming up. VWAP's trying to come down, but our money flow's coming up pretty strongly. So if our money flow maintains the strength and our momentum keeps going, we could see this lead into the higher time frames, and we could see some further upside and break away from this pattern that we had broken out of previously. Over on the daily, on Algo, we are dropping into that bit of a range I mapped out yesterday. Stochastic's falling, RSI's falling, VWAP's starting to reject away pretty strong, our money flow's rejecting away pretty strong, momentum's falling pretty strongly, so everything's looking pretty bad for Algo. Worst one we've seen today. Everything else has been very minuscule, but this is pretty exaggerated. RSI is falling overall on the 4 hour. Stochastic's trying to come up. Our VWAP's pretty flat above the bullish territory, so don't have too much strength in our medium trend. Our money flow is trying to make a little bit of a bounce here, but overall we're getting lower lows. Our momentum's trying to come up. So overall, we're looking more bearish. Over on the 2 hour, Stochastic's running wild. RSI is trying to point up. Surprised the RSI isn't getting more of a move up with the way that Stochastic's running up. Our VWAP's not too strong. Our money flow's not too strong. And our momentum looks like we could start to curl. So with that combination, that could be why the RSI is not really going anywhere and struggling to break above the neutral zone. Finally, on the 1 hour, our Stochastic looks like it could get a bullish cross and continue riding up here. Money flow is trying to push higher, momentum's trying to push higher. VWAP is making a bounce off the neutral zone, so we are looking like we want to continue forward, but overall on the medium to higher time frames, we're not looking too strong. This could be a falling wedge that could break us up, so we may see a little bit of an upside. Maybe we try and test this resistance area. If we can flip it, then we may see some further upside. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.